We're going to turn to Bruce Willis. It has been almost 3 months since his family announced the actor would be stepping away from his career after being diagnosed with aphasia.
Time now for some of the biggest trending stories. We have a health update on actor Bruce Willis as his wife prepares to release her upcoming book.
Bruce was first diagnosed with frontotemporal dementia.
What if the hero who saved the world on screen couldn't save himself? Why did Hollywood keep hiring an ailing star even as he struggled to remember his lines? And could a simple nasal spray one day protect his daughters from the same devastating fate? Stay with us as we uncover the heartbreaking truth behind Bruce Willis's final chapter, a story of courage, controversy, and an industry that didn't know when to say stop. Bruce Willis was born on March 19, 1955, in Ed Oberstein, West Germany, where his American father, David, was stationed as a soldier, and his German mother, Marlene, worked to support their young family. When Bruce was 2, the family returned to the U.S., settling in Carnes Point, New Jersey, a working-class town that shaped much of his grit and humility. Growing up, Bruce battled a stutter that made speaking a daily challenge. But when he joined the school drama club, something remarkable happened. The stutter faded whenever he stepped on stage. Acting gave him confidence, and by his senior year, he was student council president, already showing the charisma that would define his future. After high school, he drifted through blue-collar jobs, guarding a nuclear plant, driving workers at a chemical factory, even working as a private investigator before finally realizing where he belonged under the spotlight. He studied drama at Montclair State University, but left early to chase his dream in New York City, tending bar in Hell's Kitchen while waiting for his big break. When Bruce Willis first appeared on television in Moonlighting from 1985 to 1989, few could have guessed that the wisecracking private detective David Addison would become one of Hollywood's defining faces of the 1980s. His chemistry with co-star Sybil Shepherd lit up the screen, blending comedy and charm in a way that felt effortless, and earned him both an Emmy and a Golden Globe. In 1988, he leapt from TV stardom to movie superstardom with Die Hard. As John McClane, the everyman cop trapped in a Los Angeles skyscraper, Willis didn't just play a hero, he redefined one. His bruised humor and vulnerability made McClane more human than any action figure before him, and audiences around the world embraced him. That same year, he showed a softer side in Blind Date and in Country, and even lent his voice to the talking baby in Look Who's Talking. The 90s brought triumphs and tumbles. Willis's fame soared with Die Hard sequels and the surreal brilliance of Pulp Fiction, where his quiet intensity gave the film its moral weight. Yet between box office smashes, there were flops like Hudson Hawk and Color of Night that critics mocked. He weathered each stumble with stoic humor, returning stronger in films like 12 Monkeys, The Fifth Element, and the blockbuster Armageddon. But here's where the story takes a darker turn. Could anyone have predicted that the man who once performed death-defying stunts would one day struggle to take simple steps? In March 2022, the world was stunned when Bruce Willis's family announced heartbreaking news. The legendary action star had been diagnosed with aphasia, a cruel neurological disorder that steals a person's ability to communicate. He could think clearly, but the words refused to come out. Then came an even darker revelation. By early 2023, doctors confirmed that Bruce was suffering from frontotemporal dementia, a progressive brain disease that doesn't just take away speech, but pieces of a person's very being. There was no cure, no treatment, just an irreversible decline. Months later, in December 2024, his ex-wife, Demi Moore, tried to reassure fans by saying Bruce was in a stable condition, but that word didn't bring comfort. By that time, reports suggested Bruce could no longer form complete sentences, barely read, and struggled to walk or move without help. His wife, Emma Heming Willis, confessed that watching his speech fade was terrifying, especially because she hadn't realized what was happening at first. Bruce had stuttered as a child, so when his speech began to change, she thought it was just that old struggle returning. Even more heartbreaking, Emma revealed that Bruce might not fully understand what's happening to him. He lives in a confusing in-between, aware yet unaware, present yet distant. But in August 2025, her decision to move Bruce into a separate home with 24-hour caregivers set off a storm of controversy. Emma explained that Bruce would have wanted their daughters, 12-year-old Mabel and 10-year-old Evelyn, to grow up in a home filled with laughter and normalcy, not shadowed by illness. Her daughters miss their dad deeply. He forgets birthdays, school events, even the small gestures that once made him such a devoted father. By July 2025, overwhelmed by rumors and speculation, Emma spoke out, asking the public to stop judging what they couldn't possibly understand. Bruce Willis's decline didn't just shock his fans, it broke the hearts of those closest to him. His eldest daughter, Rumor Willis, later revealed how she had misread the early signs of his illness. Before anyone knew the truth, she thought her father had grown distant, maybe even uninterested in her life. He didn't seem present, she recalled, believing for a time that his silence meant he no longer cared. The guilt of that misunderstanding still lingers. But the signs of Bruce's struggle were visible long before his diagnosis became public. Between 2018 and 2022, he appeared in over 20 films, not the high-budget blockbusters of his past, but smaller rushed productions made to cash in on his star power. Crew members noticed he had trouble remembering lines, understanding directions, or even following basic cues. On the set of Hard Kill in 2020, co-star Lala Kent recalled a frightening moment when Bruce fired a prop gun at the wrong time twice. From then on, crews quietly worked to protect him, simplifying his lines and scenes to avoid embarrassment. One insider admitted, we had to make him look good. He was being puppeted. Those words still sting. Rumors soon spread that some filmmakers had kept hiring Bruce, despite knowing his condition, seeing profit before compassion. His name alone could turn a modest production into a financial win. Some directors, however, like Mike Burns and Jesse V. Johnson, later refused to cast him again, realizing the cost was too high, not just financially, but morally. Today, Bruce is 70. His condition is considered stable, a word that feels both comforting and cruel. Emma Heming Willis remains his steady guardian, or as she poignantly calls herself, his care partner. Their daughters, Mabel and Evelyn, visit him often at his care home, still bringing laughter into rooms now filled with quiet. His ex-wife, Demi Moore, and their older daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, continue to show up for birthdays, holidays, and small family moments that matter more than ever. For Bruce Willis, the man who once embodied cinematic strength, this final chapter is heartbreakingly human. His farewell isn't the grand exit of a movie scene. It's slow, quiet, and unbearably tender. Bruce Willis taught the world what it meant to be a hero, not because he saved the day on screen, but because he showed strength even as his world fell apart. Now his legacy isn't just in his films, it's in the love that surrounds him, the awareness his story brings, and the reminder that true courage sometimes means holding on, even as everything slips away.